Yeah. Well, would you believe it, folks? Well, strip me naked and call me fatty. I fucking got one. Actually got one. Right, well, let's get this sorted. So, that's the red one. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to snip. I'll leave that there for a minute. Because it only goes to here and here. So, basically, if I snip that there, snip that off there, move this mica one a minute, and got that one ready to go in. And what I want to do is lift. Let's use me little pliers, these little, what do you call it, what I want to do is just lift this wire up, and that is the right wire I'm pulling. I'm not pulling the wrong wire. I mean, I don't want to break that capacitor. I know what I'll do. Gotcha. Come here, you cunt. There we go. Got it. Now, the next one. Just do the same thing. Except put the pliers that way and cut us that way up. Make sure I'm not on. That's got it. There we go. And now, all I need to do, alright, so positive that way, negative that way, and basically now that would hit the floor of the chassis, so it has to go in underneath. And it goes there and there. All I wanna do, bring it up this way. We'll leave that there, bend it over there a minute so we don't lose where we are, and I'll try and see if I can clear a bit of this solder just so make a bit of a hole so we can pull the legs through. I've got an electric sucker, but it's a pain in the arse. I had a girlfriend once, you know, she could suck a golf ball through 20 feet of garden hose. Yeah. Yeah, we just want to try and get. There we go, we've got a loop on there now so we can feed that through. So that's the negative side of the capacitor taken care of. So we can feed that through that loop, and we don't have to heat shrink this, it's far enough away, not required. The solder's disappeared again. I pulled some off the roll earlier. It looks like the solder fairy's putting in appearance again. Every time I pull some off the roll, she fucking has it. There's bits knocking about. I had a nice long piece before it's gone. So we'll get this soldered on. All I wanna do. Just push that down. Ow! Fucking hurts when you burn yourself with the iron. I'll give you a tip, folks. Don't burn yourself with your iron, it hurts. There we go. That's one in. And don't pinch me fucking solder, you bitch. Right, that's one in. Now the next one. See if we can give it a bit of a suck. Just cleans a bit of the solder off so that you can so you can add more to it, you see. All I wanna do is have a screw with you. If I put that the right way, of course I have, why wouldn't I? Right, so that. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I'm going to put a bit of sleeving on that. Yeah, because we're hitting that resistor. Let's get a bit of heat shrink. Put a bit of sleeving on that fucker. Yeah, don't even need heat shrink. I've got some sleeving here. There we go. Just get it off that resistor, you see. Last thing we want is the fucking capacitor. In fact, that resistor could be probably fucking bent down a bit. There we go. While at work, anyway. Hook in that, push it onto there. Oh, lifted the whole fucking lot out. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you can smell the wax melted on this mic. It'll harden up again. Right, we'll just check this. Yeah, we're okay. That's one done. Now, let's have a look at these cunts. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. The most crucial ones really that I'm interested in are the ones in the audio circuit. Right, what's the value of this? See, there's one hid under there. 200 volts. I mean, the ones I've got here far surpass that anyway. Right, where's my other bag of capacitors? The 2.2s. Where are those? not 2.2s, the 0.01s, they're usually needed there. I've not got a lot of them left. Need to put an order in really to get some more of those. Now, we've got this capacitor here which is going to ground. And we'll test that and see what it tests. Well, first of all, we'll find out what the value should be. 5 microfarad. Now, if it reads 5 microfarad, then it's staying in. Because I'm not willy-nilly replacing components for the sake of it. .6, it's okay. Let's test this one next to it, and that one next to it is a 2 microfarad. I could replace them if I've got the right value. It depends. Depends on how I feel. I could replace them. They're only 2 electrolytics, 2.12 UF. And that's good as well, so that's okay. Now let's have a look at these unts. I don't even know what value this is. Let's see if it reads it. Well, first of all, let's see if I'm going to replace them anyway, so let's just, because you've got to get rid of all those anyway, because they're generally fucking crap. There we go, it came off there, and there, them 2 pins there. 150 volts, 0.1 UF. They're the 0.01 UF. They're the 1 UF. And I think these can take about 600 volts up the bastards. Anyway. Let's see what it reads on the ESR meter. Won't read these. It doesn't like them, they're too low. But this meter does. That's a surprising fact for anyway. A Hunt's capacitor didn't crumble up. 194.8 nanofarad, whatever that fucking's supposed to be. So you've got UF on the capacitor. I know they can be worked out different ways though, but I'll just test that. Go for that one. 100 point, yeah, NF. And what did I say that was? Test that other one again. I've been taking these ones out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the owner's only going to use this radio every now and again, but it's still got to be right. 199.4, so that's a bit high, that NF, so that's quite a bit high, so that needed to come out. So we've got the new one, which these, I believe, see, that'll go into there. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We don't need to sheave it because with these contacts here are not used, but I will, because I'm not like not like you in Georgia where I sheave everything and I'll sleeve everything. But we're getting back onto the, what do you call it, in a couple of days, folks. You'll be pleased to know. And somebody's just out double-sided tape stuck all over me fucking stuff. Stuff's just dropped on the fucking floor. Look at this fucking shit all over me stuff. But double-sided tape stuck over everything. And something fell on the floor and I don't know what it was. Oh, it was a knob down there. Right. Now that they're out of the, well, they're not out of it, but they would work in there. So we'll get a few pieces of this out, because we're going to need a few pieces of it. Oh dear me, oh dear me. Cut it straight in half. Well, as near as damn it. And basically what we do is just cut a bit more of that each shrink off, it's a bit long. There we go. That's better. We can put the little J hook on it now. It's great, isn't it? Just think the people who made these radios probably didn't envisage that there was somebody 50 or 60 years later sat here, you know, replacing parts that they put in. There we go. You know, probably, you know, they probably didn't envisage there's going to be somebody doing repairs on it. You know? It's amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. You know, so, you know, they went to all that trouble and, you know, tell you what though. Oh, put it in the wrong place. You fucking idiot. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, it's not a great deal problem, not a great problem that. I mean, it's not an issue. I mean, if I wanted, I could bring. If I wanted, I could bring a wire across and do that, but you know, it's not a great issue. It's not like it's connected to anywhere. It just doesn't go anywhere. So all that would happen really is the capacitor just wouldn't work. Wouldn't do nothing. I just want to get it out, but I do think that things should be put in the correct place. I mean, there we go. Ouch! It gets hot when you burn yourself. Right, so it needs to go in to clean that. There we go. Every now and again we do make a mistake. And we do get things in the wrong places, but not a problem. Yep, we're in the right place this time. There we go. Right. Let's zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm actually doing. Well, I will if I can find a fucking remote. Oh, there it is. Bring you in a bit. Pull your seats up a bit, folks. There we go. Let's bring you out a little bit. There we go. Right. So we'll just shift her across a little bit. There we are. Pull my shirt down. go, that's that one done. After I've done this radio, I'm going to sort the bench out, because it needs doing. All I want to do. Where's that other piece of green one I had? I need to cut that down because it's, I think I do anyway. Let me have a look. Depends on how evenly I cut it. Right, let's just shift that out of the way and try and clean where this yellow wire is. That way I can feed the other wire through there, you see. Yeah, look at that. Whoops. It slid off. There we are. Ow. Just bend that round. I'll tell you what. Oh, I turned the ESR tester on then. Fucking hand. Tell you what, they knew how to fucking took pride in making things when they made these. You know, the stiff upper lip was still prevalent then, wasn't it? Not like these fucking days. There we go. Not like these days, folks. The stiff upper lip of the British was gone now, hasn't it? Yeah. Certainly their commitment to fucking make anything good died many, many years ago. So what I want to do is I want to hold that with the pliers because I don't want to snap it. And I want to bend the capacitor, so I want to hold it gently. And I want to bend the capacitor down. There we go. It's nice and neat. And it won't touch the bottom. There we go. Nice and neatly done. Now the next one, I've only got 4 of these left. I hope I don't need the value too much. Yeah, we've got one going onto a valve pin. I'll be J-hooking that bastard. Because I'm not desoldering from valve pins in case of break. We've got, yeah, so what value is that one? 02. 0.02. I don't have a 0.02, let's check it. Now 0.01 would do the job. I'll put a 0.01 in it. That's measuring as a fucking resistor. That's because there's a fucking resistor across the cutting thing. Yeah. I'm gonna have to clip it. I'm gonna have to clip it, so I may as well fucking change the cutting thing. Clip that there. Yeah. There's a resistor straight across it. See what it fucking reads now. .8 08 rather. NF. So I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to have a go at getting it off that valve socket, but I don't think it's going to do it. I need to do that and all, and I need to do that wire and I need to put there's only a resistor on there, and I can do it this way. I will do. See if we can get the there we go, got it. How about that one? Got it without breaking so far. I don't know who the fuck put that in there, but they must have put the fucking transformer wire in second, because that is going to be a bastard to get out. And I'm not taking the transformer wire off. But we've got it unlocked, got it unsoldered anyway. Pull the sleeving off. Now see, we can just see, the problem is it's definitely loose. Come on, pull through, you cunt, it's coming. There we go. How about that? Like pulling teeth. Right. So that's 0.1. Let's check these. I've checked these 0.0000 Probably have to put a fucking 0.1 in it, but yeah, will that fit through the hole on the valve socket? I have to put a 0.1 on it. I haven't got any 0.02s, so 0.1s are what's going on. There we go. Just put that on there. I'll tell you what, really pleased getting that off there. All that fucking hassle. Yeah, and it only goes over to here, so that's quite a I want a bit more heat shrink than that on it, so we'll I'm not putting that much of a big J hook on it. Do. Put my little hook, get my little pliers that I use for making my hooks. There we go, look at that. And all I do is bend that into a funny position so I can hook it under. bend this pin out of the way so I can get it, bend that out of the way and get it out so I can work on this one. There we go. Right, let's get that round to where it needs to be. Oh, it's unhooked. Get in. So leave that there for a minute. Just drop my piece of solder around. There we go. That's supposed to go further in there, that. Shit, really. Right, so that's okay. Put a bit of heat shrink on this one. And put a hook on it. Oh, you cunt, come here. They're a bit stiff, these wires. The last thing I want to do is break a fucking valve pin. Put that there, bend that there, and hook that over that. That'll do. There we go. That's got it. My glasses need cleaning, folks. They fucking crap. There we go. You can't see shit. Better. Right, got some of these paper capacitors in here now. These need to come. These need to waxy paper things. They need to go. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll bend that over that way. Okay, now that's it. That's pulling on the valve, so no, I don't want to do that. That's what I want to do. I don't. See, it doesn't matter about that bit there touching because it goes to ground anyway. So, but what I want to do is that's it. Right, that's okay. No problem there. See, it doesn't matter about that touching there because it goes to ground, so we're okay. Now let's have a look at these fucking waxy fucking paper things, because they've got to go. And we'll start off. This is the audio stage, and this is where we're starting. We'll work our way through the radio. So we'll do a clip that one there. Yeah. And clip that one on there. See if we work out what fucking value these things are. Oh, 0.01s. Well, that's handy. So that's that one. Right, so we want the 0.01s, which are these. We've already got one out. So, what I'll do, folks, I won't let you watch me do all this. I'll come back in a minute. Right, I've done the capacitors in the audio amp. All this side round here has all been done. So we'll let it warm up.
Always left out in the rain. Is there a chance that we can make it? Court of Appeals of the District of Columbia Circuit, and that is the second most
Not very loud.
appeal court in the US, second to the
That's full volume.
top court that is now disciplining two, and he was appointed by George W. Bush. He actually worked for the former president in the White House as his lawyer, and
we've got the voltage there, got 185,
Anthony Kennedy,
which is what we had. We're better than what we had before. Got 185 where we should have 175, so we're a bit higher. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the UL84. I'm going to try a couple of these. I'll try the UL84 in case that's a bit weak. It's fucking hot. Anyway, let's pull it out and have a look. I mean, this is a new UL84, I'm certain it is. But let's drop that. Let's put that over there for a minute. This is the original one, which I deemed it to be weak, but I could be wrong. Well, voltage is at 230, it's coming down. Is that lighting up, that UL84? Can't tell. Well, that was fucking lower, so we think that one's fucking toast. That's even lower, that, so we'll drop that back in there and we'll put the other one back in. Because we think that's fucking, I think that's toast, that original. Let's put this one back in. Put the clip over it carefully because I fucking broke one doing this earlier. There we go. Fire that back up. HT's coming up lovely. I've still got some more work to do on it. I mean, I've not tried the AM, but I haven't got the AM aerial connected at the moment, so.
In there for 9 days before they were even discovered, and the final 4 and their coach who remain inside that cave, this is day 18 for them, so they've been inside the cave for a long time, so they're monitoring the boys' health very carefully, and they're monitoring
That's
the
definitely louder.
Now, the real enemy here is water. Right from the very beginning, this has been a race against time, and they've been pumping millions of gallons of water from that cave complex. Just the boys were found last Monday, so more than a week ago.
Right, that's definitely louder. So let's have a look at the other. What else have we got to choose from? An EF89. Let's try it in that position first. Oh, hang on. Oh, another one for there, Mr. Trump. Old Trumpy bum. Yeah. I might have to get the valves out of my Stella, you know, and put them in it to try it, because I know all them valves in my Stella are brilliant because it goes really loud and they all appear to have good emission. Because it all seems to work good, so I might pull the valves out of that and try them. But I suspect it's this one here, and I broke it, didn't I? So I've got to replace that.
In New York. Protests have been going on for 3 months now in Nicaragua over social benefits. Tensions remain high, and in the latest incident, Roman Catholic clerics have been assaulted by government supporters. Will Grant is our Central America correspondent, and he joins us now. First of all, Will, tell us about this latest fire.
Well, that's definitely lower. So let's turn it off a second. That's a nice tight fit, that one. Let's turn it back on. Right. Everything's going to warm up. This one will take its time.
Student groups got involved, and now it's a call for kind of new elections, a complete change of government, and Daniel Ortega and his government are absolutely...
That's definitely working louder.
...those elections, so it looks set to continue to be a sort of standoff for several more weeks at the very, very least.
And the church has actually been quite angry.
My feeling is that this is now then laying the blame very firmly on the shoulders of President Ortega and his government, that you are criminalising and terrorising the nation with the words of the Bishop of Matagalpa. So it's very clearly a criticism of the actions of the government and
That's
their
not bad.
forces on the streets.
Well, thank you, that was well brought. I have some of the other stories from the news desk.
Joint candidate to prevent the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari.
No, it was. Well, mine was on a 1992 trek out of space. You know what this means, don't you? Well, it's a draw. It is a draw. It's going to penalties, which is where you, the Midnight Massive, come in. We love those penalties, don't we? Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to call this part 3, I think. I'm going to call this part 3. And we're working better than we've ever worked. I mean, the voltages are where they should be now. Now I've recapped the amp. The voltages are a lot better. I've still got some wiring. I've still got a couple of wires to replace on the power supply, just because they're a bit crappy. I've just got to do those. And I've got the capacitors to do on the radio, so that'll improve matters once I recap the radio. And there's still some cunt capacitors. I just wanted to try the amplifier to make sure that I still get the same results after I've recapped it before I touch the radio, because you know what can happen. You can get things wrong and it not be right. And there's also, I want to also have a look at these a resistor, I think, on the output transformer. I want to look at that as well because it looks burnt. So I want to be looking at that as well. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for now because I want to. I want to get some supper. I'm a bit hungry, folks, and I shall catch you in a bit with part 4. This is part 3. Hey folks, I'm back, and basically what I'm doing, I've recapped it. I've took a couple of valves out of one of my own radios, and because I think this ECH81, I think it is, or ECH80, ECH81, I think it's faulty. There's nothing there. And that's all I'm getting. When I touch that, that's all I'm getting. And this is tuned to a station. But if I pull this one out, and put this one in, I'm going to leave this one in here because then the radio's done and I can order another one for mine at a later date, because I can't charge the guy because I broke the bloody thing. Well actually I can, because that was his old one, because I replaced it. So yeah, I've still had to replace the valve even though I broke the replacement, so I've had to take the replacement out of mine. So see, this was tuned to a station a minute ago when it was on, so it should come back on tuned. Yeah. Right, let's try the FM band.
Distractions, then I'm not thinking too much about.
Because because the FM band was really struggling before. All it was working, even when the AM wasn't, the FM was really struggling. So what we'll do, we'll plug the aerial back in. And we'll see. Let's turn the volume up a bit.
Had met by the age of year 8 or year 9, and by 16 both were smoking heroin, and by 18 you can assume both still living at home with their parents.
Did they say that they regretted what?
Symphony orchestra had very, very simple training in photographs out of glossy.
It's all to do with the aerial, I think.
Celebrities, and the first thing I said to him is that Myron, like you or loathe you.
Let's go to long wave. And there's long wave. Fuck all. Go medium wave.
Being taken, watch.
And if I touch the aerial, let's get it off that quick. Right, there you go, folks. I'm going to call this the end. I've got to tidy the aerial wires up. I've put a bit of an extension on them there so that I can disconnect them if it comes in for repair again. Right, what I'm going to do now, folks, I'm going to say that this is the end of the repair on the Bush VHF 70. It's done. I'm happy with it. It works on FM. It worked better with a better aerial, obviously, and there's not really a lot I can do about that. So basically I've got to, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the old valves out. I'm going to put these two old valves out of this into mine, and that way I know mine's complete then. Ready for, it'll just need revalving. And other than that, everything's okay. I'm happy with it. You know, that's good. Oh, I've got the dial lamps to put in, so I've got to leave it on the bench for a couple of days just while I wait for those. The last job on it is the dial lamps, and they're done. And these can be all insulated up, and it can be put away, and it can be given back then. And thank you very much for watching, folks, and more to come later. Right, let's turn that off.